Anita, for more insight on the border crisis, let's turn to Acting Homeland Security Secretary under President Trump and Chairman of the Center for the Homeland Security and Immigration at the American First Policy Institute, Chad Wolf. Chad, thanks for taking time today. So much to get into. As you know, I was in that caravan a few weeks ago. It's now grown into actually multiple caravans. Another one, a few thousand strong, departed Tapachula just this past week. And I am told from one of the leaders there that many of them got their work papers and intend to head to Piedras Negras, just across from Eagle Pass. So clearly we could be having yet another Del Rio situation that we saw last month, again, if indeed those individuals come there. But I want to get your reaction really to what it is that needs to be done right now, because clearly, as you heard from that report from Bill Melugin, it's already exceeded November numbers of last year, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down.
Well, thanks for having me on, Griff. I think what needs to change at the border is the enforcement posture. I think what we've seen over the last 9 to 10 months is that the Biden administration tore down very effective policies put under the Trump administration, but they haven't replaced them with anything. And so they continue to have a crisis month after month, historic numbers month after month, and they continue not to do anything different. They continue along this path of just a failed strategy along that border. They allow that catch and release that we heard Bill talk about in the segment. And that's why these migrant caravans are coming to the border. That's why you see overwhelming number of folks coming to the border, because they want to remain here in the United States throughout their immigration court proceedings. And so as long as the Biden administration facilitates that, encourages that, and has policies to accommodate that, you're going to continue to see historic numbers coming across that border.
I want to talk to you, Chad, about a specific pull factor, as we are told from the Border Patrol folks, and that is this possible payments, nearly $500,000 to migrant families separated at the border. We had, as we showed earlier in the show, the poll, just 30% support payments, while some 49% say don't pay anybody at all, and then another 12% oppose it, but say maybe some money. Do you see that as a incentive, a driver of migrants?
Oh, absolutely. It is the most ridiculous and ludicrous thing that you can possibly imagine when you're in the midst of the worst border crisis, that you then talk about paying folks that crossed the border illegally back in 2018, that you're going to pay them up to $450,000 per individual. It's going to continue to draw migrants, illegal migrants, to that border in the hopes of getting paid. You know, what the Biden administration should be doing is going into court and fighting that frivolous lawsuit. You know, the United States government has already brought a lot of these parents back to the United States, have paroled them in here into the United States. And then on top of that, to pay them for breaking the law is just, it's absolutely ludicrous. And I would say, it's the Biden administration is out of touch, not only with the American people, but with the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security, not only on this issue, but on immigration writ large. And they are really captive to the activist of their party at the moment.
Chad, before we run out of time, I do want to raise the fact that DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, testified this week, and the response he drew from the Western States Sheriff's Association was a declaration of no confidence. What did you make of his testimony?
Well, the testimony was pretty bad, pretty awful. He talked about giving himself an A for effort. Usually when you grade yourself in an effort, it means you failed, but you're happy with the effort that you gave. And I think that's unfortunately what we're seeing here, is we're seeing a failed border and immigration strategy going on. And for the Western sheriffs to come out and do the no confidence vote, I think it tells you everything that you need to know. These are the sheriffs, these are the folks that are on the ground having to deal with the mass influx of both migrants and illegal narcotics all day, every day from this self-inflicted crisis. And so for them to come out and say that and asking for new leadership at the department, I think it really tells you everything that you need to know.
A very quick answer, but is it time for Mayorkas to resign?
I think we need to have new leadership at the department.
Chad Wolf, former acting DHS Secretary. Chad, thank you for your insight, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you.
Anita?